My name is Asarai.
And I'm Fang here.
Yeah, and again, we welcome you to the April MeSA Vainglory, well, again, monthly tournament. And for now, sorry for the, well, not really short delay, but we were kind of like letting the teams,
finish the games,
finish their side of the brackets first, and then for us to get into the next level, which is going to be what we're going to be watching now, which is Elite 8 versus Grey Howlers, I believe.
Yeah, and this is already the quarterfinals. So this is the match we are gonna stream for the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Elite 8, Grey Howlers.
And just a heads up, this is not the main team of Elite 8, if I'm mistaken. But of course, they're still carrying a heavy, one of the premier teams name here in Southeast Asia.
Carrying the Indonesian flag with them right now.
Yeah. Waving it, man.
Meanwhile, Grey Howlers is waving the Philippine flag.
I have to see how the Grey Howlers can actually perform, and that's why they kind of sound familiar. They actually also played, I believe, during the
PGF.
Yeah, PGF. There you go. So that's also one. And Asus Max Tournament, I think.
Yeah,
that's
Grey
also
Howlers. A lot of experience, if you lots of live experience for them.
Definitely. So if we're ready, actually, we're just still waiting. And while my Brody or my co-caster Fang here is setting up the lobby, I'm just gonna tell you guys again what these teams are gonna be fighting for. Again, this is the MeSA Vainglory tournament, or rather the MeSA tournament happens every month. It differs from game to game, but now we have Vainglory. I think they also have Hearthstone and others.
Yeah.
Do not memorize all of it, but
Clash Royale,
yeah, mobile games in general, and all of them have prize pools of around 55,000 pesos. So the champions get 20,000 pesos. The first place will go for 15,000, and second place for 10,000. So if you get into the top 3, you're basically like already good. You're just fighting for just differences, but still
all the eyes I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Or all the packs. I mean, not all the packs, but
still, it's a good boost.
We're actually ready for both teams.
Oh, perfect. All right, so let's start.
Draft.
Let's get into draft.
Now, if I were Grey Howlers, I have like unlimited resources of how E8 plays, so they would know how to counter E8.
For sure, but this is gonna be also a different roster for E8. The only one that I know from this one is iLock.
Yeah, this guy's pretty good.
Yeah. Alright, so let's just look at the draft for now. Taka has been banned. Again, like you were talking about a while ago, wherein Taka is just that hero who's very safe in the solo lane. Definitely someone who can actually just go in and out of fights and definitely just, do a lot of burst damage while being quite sustainable. Bans on the Maline, and as you said, there was that game with Chewy, I believe, the team Chewy, that they just brought it out and destroyed people. So guys, if you're gonna allow a top team to get Maline, be prepared. Going out of Vainglory, I'm just gonna say, be prepared. I don't know if you get the gist of that, but yeah.
Meanwhile, here we are gonna see Alpha and Fortress coming in next. That means that leaves Tony as an option as a first pick here for Grey Howlers.
So, like, I've seen like Tony be, because like I was talking to one of the productions a while ago, wherein I looked like Tony as somewhat of an Arden type of hero, wherein Arden is more of the containment, right? Because he has the gauntlet and whatnot. But then Tony is more of the disruption. And I was just thinking, like, what is the possible weaknesses of Tony? Like, do you have any idea? Because for me, he seems a little bit unstoppable if he gets the ball rolling,
Well, Tony, you have to slap him early game. He's the hardest in early game, but you have to stop him. Like we saw a while ago, Krul was able to deal with Tony.
Yeah.
But that's why he's banned. There's really no hero just yet that can really hard counter a Tony.
Maybe a Maline.
Maline can do everything.
Exactly. So if she can do everything, and then maybe she can also, wither down this Tony. And in any case, it's gonna be a big pick here for the Grey Howlers.
I like this Arden and Cat. These guys are unstoppable when done right. Cat and Arden together. Minimal, you were saying a while ago, an
Yeah.
Arden. I think an Arden and a Tony. Can you imagine, like, if Arden's able to gauntlet all 5 heroes, and then Tony uses the ulti, that
Oof.
forces all of them to hit.
The gauntlets,
The gauntlet
perimeter. Yeah, exactly. I'm imagining it already, and like, feels good, man.
Yeah, that's the protein you were saying.
The protein.
All trapped in that circle.
Loving it. Well, in any case, the 3 first picks here of Grey Howlers definitely
Wow,
screams
solid.
in your face. And
I mean, these guys are gonna dive right in your
yeah,
face.
exactly. But it kind of goes the same route with
With a cool cat and
yeah,
an Arden.
exactly. So we're gonna see a lot of action. I'm feeling like at the start of the game, and when I was casting the match between Nebula, that was like them always trying to go for these invades, and I think again these are what some of the newer teams here in our tournament kind of don't have, which
Yeah.
is I think the confidence or the initiative to start off with a 5-man invade and then continuing the pressure.
Yeah, usually
Yeah.
they're very. I mean, especially if it's a pro team, they're very reactive on what the pro team's gonna do, and that's how they fight back. I mean, what they do next.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you're gonna be reactive, especially in Vainglory, I don't think it's gonna be as rewarding.
And it looks like Grey Howlers is ready to bring the game to E8 here with this kind of composition.
I do love seeing a Sky right now. I did see a triple kill, I think, by 2001.
Yeah.
A 3v1 triple kill. I mean,
That's like the second minute of the game.
yeah, and it was crazy because it looked like I mean, for a certain time, it looked like the slowest outplay I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah, it was like slowly, one by one, getting picked out.
yeah. Oh man. And they were like just an inch away from getting into range of damage, right? So it was very awkward to see, but at the same time very awesome. I mean, you guys can probably check the VODs later on to see what I'm saying. That was I'm gonna again tell you the match there real quick before we get into the game itself. The
Ooh, I like
The
this
meat?
one. Flares for both.
Nebulae and Sovereign
Captains.
Wolves. There you
Yeah.
go. Alright, so anyways, let us have a rundown of our players here. The Magician 38 on the Gwen, Kerbit, or Kirby T, or I think he wants to be called Kerbit.
Kirby.
On the Sky, Nightbird with a Tony, Kababe. Is that Kababe or Kababe?
Kababe.
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 Okay, I thought it was Kababe. On the Grace,
Kebabs, someone's
Kebabs. And JC on the Rona.
Yeah, I like here. I mean, rarely do you see both teams getting a flare. I mean, a flare is a very good item to actually kill down scout camps early game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you can actually put it on an area, kasi the AOE the radius on that flare is actually pretty big. So if you can hit multiple brushes, you can actually even see multiple scout camps. If
Yeah,
you're
that's
lucky
true.
enough, or if
Oh,
you know
wow,
enough.
look at this.
Look at that invade coming in from Elite 8. Definitely not allowing anybody to get, or they're allowing their opponents to get that early or quick, clean
Oh, look
crystal
at that.
power. Oh, Trian and great win. Kind of greatly lost his HP right then and there.
Well, E8 mid, both low, Ilock and Great Win has to be careful because Kababe can dive in.
Yeah, it's level 1 though, so it's not really gonna be as dangerous. I would say.
Yeah, they still have their pots as well.
Yeah. Oh, I like this. There's already an icon besides the hero that says what their role is.
Yeah, that's
I
the cool
did not
thing about
notice
it.
that.
See, that's a marksman.
Yeah. So just adding that game viewer experience. And anyways, guys, we're also looking at the chat right now. If you want to give your love to our teams, please just drop it down right there, and I'll read it from time to time. Ilock, though, gotta be careful. Goes in with the Vanguard to his comrade just to keep himself safe. And rotation, checking it out. Vox has been going from top lane, or rather solo lane, to the jungle to just get the camps. And interestingly enough, Rona is not there absorbing the XP, and as you can see, he is losing on the CS
Ooh,
department.
diving in.
Oh, diving in indeed. But the very least, that's barely 392 damage on there.
Oh,
Here comes
Kababe
Kababe.
there.
He smashes it in, but there is a shield on Aurelius, and the counter dive for Irock. One more smash for here, but activates this flask. We'll get the heal, we'll get the shield, and that's not going to be a kill at all. Could there be a range? Great win. He wanted to drop the healer Genesis. You know he wanted to.
Right now, Nightburn has to start rotating here. I mean, he's rushing that tension bow. No items besides tension bow here, just to finish it as early as he can.
It's like that weapon power Arden build, you know? Oh, there you go. He taunts it.
He taunts it, but ooh,
Yeah.
that's a nice response from Great. Meanwhile, here, Kerbit, that's 5 crystal bits. That's gonna hurt early game. That's around 120 CP, if I'm correct. Oh,
Yeah.
that's 100 CP right now for a Kirby.
Quick maths. 20 CP per bit, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so there. Oh, I was doing like quick maths, guys. Yeah.
100 CP right now.
And let's see how well it hits. Ooh, the forward fire,
Meanwhile, Avirilius
forward barrage rather.
trying to rotate here. He's gonna find JC here. JC has to be careful.
2v1 though. There it is. Ooh, here
Ooh.
comes the dead man, and Crawl takes him down. First blood. Actually, wait, that was a different first blood somewhere else.
Oh,
The Catherine was that first blood.
Catherine died.
Yeah. I was
wow.
checking the kill feed. It came,
Just split second.
yeah, split second actually. Averilius though is gonna get caught out here. They try to contest it, but Grey Howlers were like, nope, we're not gonna allow you that. We're not gonna allow you to do that again. And as the Tony starts ramping up closer and closer to his tension bow, you can
there
you can
goes the
see
tension
his
bow.
damage ramp up. 4-minute tension bow, not too bad for him. And here comes Great Win, engaged upon by Kababe. Really backing off here, and Kerbit right in the face of his opponent, but using those creeps smartly to absorb the forward broad damage.
Well, here Magician I think Magician's gonna have an easy time here against Catherine. I mean, the only thing that he has to do is ignore Catherine and just focus on farming.
Yeah.
I mean, he can escape any stuns coming in from Catherine here. Ooh, meanwhile at the top lane, JC actually brings down Ilock.
Oh, interesting how that happened.
So VA1.
Yeah, I mean, against a Vox too, who has pretty good shred, even though at low levels. But again, like we said a while ago, if you leave Arona to her devices, well, her devices will just become better and better and better. And it is showing a little bit here, ladies and gentlemen. River Shops have arrived as we hit that 5-minute
maybe
mark,
we're gonna dive in.
and Oki's Ozora is actually gonna get caught right here, but he uses the dash of the Vox just to give him that mobility, showing again that the Vox is nothing to be trifled with, taken away at that Ronan. Now Grace Kababe trying to run away here, but Nightbird comes into the fight. Does not have his ultimate though, but the damage
Oh
is
my
real
goodness,
from the
that
tension bow. Man, can you feel the love tonight? Actually, no, it's not love. It's called pain. Kirby, though, using his forward barrage, actually not connecting onto his opponents, has to cancel it early, and Nightbird trying to run away for his life. There's going to be the use on the Heliogenesis, or either the core collapse. The stun connection, not really going to happen, but the gap was just enough that they were able to get that kill on the Tony.
Yeah, if you noticed a while ago, JC there into the fray, and like nowhere. I mean, I think he was a bit confused there. I mean, he wasted a bit of his skills, which he could have used to escape.
Yeah.
So JC there has to keep his concentration and focus here. In
Very messy fight there. I mean, from both teams. Elite 8 did not have the cleanest engage there, as I believe the Vox was bombarded. In any case, this is going to be now the Arden, you know, making sure that this Rona will not win the 1v1 duel against the Vox, but Kababe is onto the silence here. Gotta be very careful, but like I said, mobility from the Vox will stand true, using those dashes to just keep his opponents at bay while putting out the damage output. Is anybody else going to be rotating to the top lane? It looks like it's going to be the Tony as well, as there's going to be a big tussle in the top. Look at the Rona super low. One more. It's a hero kill, but here comes the Tony just dropping in to hurt. Can he actually put him in range? No, it's not going to happen. Kite all day, every day, and Amaryllis just joins into the fight. Put that little bit of that cherry on the dessert that is a triple kill.
That Shiv though, I mean, that Shiv was maximized lifesteal, mortal wounds on tank heroes.
Yeah.
You know, here, this is gonna go down for the 7th minute. That's a good gold advantage right now for E8. Meanwhile, at the bot lane here, still silent. Tension bow Gwen.
Though an uncontested Gwen doesn't feel as threatening as an uncontested Vox in the long run, especially when you have composition from both teams that are up in your face. The biggest problem that I've seen like Gwen players deal with is that if they don't have enough peel, if people don't know what it means, peel is just basically the amount of crowd control that you can use to keep opponents away from your DPS. If the peel isn't enough, the Gwen is just not gonna be able to put out the damage compared to a Vox who has resonance, who has again the dashes from his Sonic Zoom, I believe, just to reposition multiple times in a fight.
Yeah, that's why I don't think tension bow is the best item for Gwen right now here.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Yeah. I think you would have went for a Sorrow Blade here.
So go for the raw damage output. Yeah. Consistent damage output. Whoa!
Deleted there.
Boomerang.
Meanwhile here, Gwen getting held off by Catherine here. Man, he's doing a good time at the bot lane. Meanwhile, his teammates in mid and top are having a hard time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could argue that Gwen can definitely carry his team or her team in terms of the damage department, but like I said, it's gonna be very difficult for her to find that opening. Especially like I get it, the Catherine would have a difficult time in a 1v1, right? But when the fight happens, when the Catherine uses her love tap to start off the fight, but never mind that, there's gonna be the Arden to actually catch him off on the gauntlet.
Almost.
I thought they were actually gonna just dive in there. Catherine would have actually used her blast tremor to maybe have hit the brush.
Yep, Ukiozora has to be careful here. Tony, no escape on a Tony here, and the stun dancing.
Oh, just look at it. All, you can just hear all of that grunting and it just hurts, you know?
The ghosting buff here. Do the no, that scout cam just to be double, sure. I guess.
Well, I mean, the other thing there is that if your opponent sees it, at least they have like a little bit of double gold from the scout cams.
Yeah.
But yeah, just you know, redundancy is for safety.
Oh wow, look at that. Deleted the sky there.
Oh my, indeed. I mean, we were so excited about the Tony, right?
Yeah, that's Tony.
His impact is actually already showing, but if you can see his stats overall, he's 1-3-3, meaning that he's been dying more than he has been getting the kills. Not really the margin that you want to happen. And Ozora, look at this guy, fearless as can be, not even like caring that there should be an Aces High coming out there underneath the turret could actually get caught up. I mean, the shield from the Arden might make him just that ballsy, you know?
You know, they're at the bot lane here. Catherine secures that turret. I mean, they were able to split Grey Howlers already here.
And a fight ensues, a 4-man stack. Grey Howlers thought that it was going to be just like a 3 versus 3, but they were wrong.
Oh, no.
Herbit was not connected by that Solar Storm, but at the end of the day, he is still trying to run away here and there. There's going to be, at least from Hell's Heart, just to make sure that he doesn't escape from that one, and that's going to be another dead Sky in the fight.
You know, Ukiozora here, going for that. JC kinda didn't feel him for the past 2 minutes here. Now he makes his appearance once more in the mid lane.
Maybe Ukiozora. My God, that's safety though. And iLock just pushes them all away. You gotta remember, guys, that iLock, I believe, was one of the outstanding players in Vainglory Southeast Asia. I remember him being a pretty solid Arden, if I was mistaken. Either an Arden or a Finn. Like maybe a couple of months back. In any case, Elite 8 taking down the mid-tier 1 turret, and they're still looking for the fight. Sky though drops the ultimate right there. Doesn't get the stun connection on the Celeste, but this could be good for them. There's gonna be the front line for the Catherine, but she has taken too much damage, gotta back off, and they immediately find in the midst of it all that Tony. It's the kill, blasts them away. And I thought it was going to be a dead Cather, but she does still survive, and even Avarillus survives that bout as well.
Man, that damage coming in from Great Win alone. I mean, that's so much damage coming in. I mean, that's a Shatter Glass and a Clockwork. You don't even need a Spellfire anymore with the damage you can unleash with a Clockwork CD. Just reduced
raw firepower, you know.
You know, her JC kinda lost his vibe. I mean, he had a good start. I mean, he was able to do the 2v1. Right now, he's just really doesn't have the soul with him anymore. And now he's just trying his best to hold off the top lane here. Meanwhile, Ukiozora just that BP and Shiv is so OP. I mean, those are cheap items, but it works so well for the Vox.
Look at this inconsistency for both of these teams. Like the Magician, the Gwen is level 11, while Kababe is 7.
Right.
Like that level inconsistency, and everyone from Elite 8. I mean, there's level 10s all across the board, but but it feels like it's much more. Oh, I thought iLock was actually level 8, but no, in any case, the discrepancy there is really showing. Now, 6 to 18, 6,000 gold lead, and it seems like they said they've had it. You know, they want to get the Black Claw ready, have a big impact. I don't think this is gonna be a closer Black Claw, but more Ace is gonna be there to pierce through the last remaining turret in the mid lane.
Yeah, a bit of a waste for Nightburn here. I mean, that aftershock bow. Tony here, a very underwhelming performance there.
So he went for like that hybrid smash build. I like to call it the smash build. Like I do that with a Taka as well. It's I keep getting like dirty looks from my from my friends whenever I do that build for some
Smash
reason.
build.
Yeah, they're
Right.
saying like, yo, you're dirty, man.
Her ghost swing. Ooh,
Oh, did they get the steal? They didn't.
Yeah.
They did not.
they got it. Meanwhile, the magician here has to fight for his life. The Acer won't do anything.
But he's just absorbing damage, and even though the magician can actually pump out as much as he can, gets the intervention from this Grace. I think at the end of the day he shouldn't be able to escape, but I could be wrong here. Although that Black Claw is pumping, smashing, breaking this turret in the mid lane, very low already, and he is still quite a bit healthy here as all. That's gonna make the Vein Crystal even weaker, and
Wow.
look at that, they're starting it off. This should be already the game. I thought it was gonna be more of like them just using it to pierce through the base, but now they can use this as a closer. Oof.
Now you saw there. I mean, Gwen right now is not dealing any damage. I mean, that's the con if you go for the tension bow, especially against a comp that's very hard. I mean, you have a cool and ardent and a cat.
Yeah.
You need a BP and a Sorrow Blade there, just to deal to sustain your damage against these kind of heroes.
They're having such a hard time, and Elite 8, it feels like they're playing with their food now. They're not actually going for the crystal. They're more of just like trying to get the kills here. A double kill for the Celeste. Exactly.
Right now, Great Win actually focused.
Now he's trying to
on-
finish it off because he's the last man standing with the Black Claw.
Oh,
Is the
wow.
Black Claw gonna get the win? Is the Black Claw gonna get the last smash? He did. I think it's the Black Claw. Yeah, it was the Black Claw who got the last hit.
Oh, there.
Wow, what a hero, guys! Black Claw, and he flies away. You know how when
I'm
you,
done here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm done here. I'm finished. My deed is done.
Meanwhile, they're a very convincing performance from.
Oh wow.
Then again, Grey Howlers draft and gameplay wise, I mean they had a chance to actually they had a momentum at one point.
Definitely. I mean, JC, the most I think JC and the Magician, Rona, and that Gwen really had something. But I think the problem was like Elite 8 already immediately knew what they had to do. Like they knew that they lost a 2v1, but it wasn't already that point wherein the Rona could have used that goal, that advantage to dominate her lane. It was a little bit of an advantage, and then they immediately answered that with I think a 3-man rotation. Rona could not deal with it, and then it seemed like they just left her to her devices. The Tony was there, but he kind of did more damage to his team rather than more damage to his opponents.
Also, I mean, Rona being top meant Elite 8 had to put all the pressure there as early as they can, because you
Yeah.
can't let a Rona farm in the top lane, especially
Exactly,
in the top
exactly.
lane. So that was a really good one. I mean, they really forced the turret in the top lane to disappear. Then they started to pick them one by one in different
Yeah.
lanes.
It was, and aside from that, again, they didn't feel like the Gwen was a threat, and it shows. Like you said, the items could have maybe switching up to raw damage output with the Sorrow Blade and the Breaking Point could have changed it up, but she didn't. And when the fight happens, like what I said, based from what I've seen, when a Gwen goes up against someone who doesn't peel for her properly, she gets caught out way too quickly.
I think that build specifically for Gwen was meant to bring down Celeste, but then again, you can't pass through a cat, an Ardent, and a Cruel to bring down Celeste with that kind of build.
Yeah, for sure. You have to work with the front lines first before anything. They could have maybe used the Rona to get to the Celeste with the leap, but it was a hit or miss. But at least I think with that it could have been better.
Also, I mean, a Vox and a Gwen. I mean, hands down Vox.
Hands down Vox, yeah.
Like, if you don't pick a Gwen if there's a Vox, I mean, you're gonna have a hard time. Meanwhile, here we're gonna enter the draft here.
I think Black Feather could have actually been a good pick there if ever.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Now, meanwhile, here Fortress Band. Oh, actually, EA has the first pick here, so they have the opportunity to draft a Malene if they wish to,
Or Tony as well.
or a Tony.
I'm thinking our boys here will probably, or the red team would probably ban out the Malene more than the Tony.
Or the Alpha. I mean,
What's that? That's actually
then again, I mean, Alpha is as destructive as a Malene.
Based on my experience, I have seen like Alpha is
look
still
at that.
a Black Feather ban though.
Look at that,
Ow.
a Malene.
what was the thought process behind this Black Feather ban?
Grado, they have to go for that alpha. I mean, they can't give a Maline and an alpha.
That's gonna be so much.
Yeah, they have to pick the alpha here. Oh, they're not. They're going for that Cass and Arden. Oh no. Look at that. E8 already hovering. Alpha here.
This is gonna be devastating. Like again, I've seen like weapon power alphas. You don't get the much damage from the explosion on his ultimate, but like when you go for the prime directive into the into an auto attack, you just destroy your opponents.
And look at that. They might go for a Lyra here. Oh, a cat.
This is like I was talking about how, you know, when you build up into that tension bow static, I keep forgetting the name, the tension bow that's crystal power. Aftershock, there you go.
Yes.
I was running another game. It's dirty, but this is kind of like also another like dirty picks.
Yeah, I know why you said static. I keep getting statics.
Yes, exactly. we have dry skin right now, and whenever we touch metal, like we can even hear the current going to our skin. It hurts, guys. So maybe that's the reason why.
I think we need to see a Varda to actually feel the static in game now. Varda seems good here right now for Grey Howlers.
Check this out, Lyra and an Arden. A definite pick for sustainability here.
I've been seeing this comp a lot. I mean, NA and EA-wise, I mean, Lyra and Arden really works well.
And I'm kind of curious how this will pan out because, again, this is going to be a Finn. Ilock, I knew it. I remember Ilock being either an Arden or a Finn, and he brings out the Finn.
Wow. Can you imagine this? Alpha sustained with a Finn.
This is going to be disgusting because, like, if you think about it, there's not really much mobility on the side here of the red team. If they get caught, if they don't have like a reflex block or a crucible to actually block out the force accord, they will get hooked in to the alpha, to the Maline danger zone.
And they don't have a choice. I mean, the win condition here for Grace for them to actually dive in. Now, also with the Grace, I mean, they need to dive to actually initiate, and that's what Ilock would want you to do. I mean, as a Finn,
yeah,
you want everyone to dive onto you. Meanwhile, and the Samuel.
This is gonna be a weapon power Arden, isn't it? I mean, from the looks of it.
It might be. I mean, the new trend here with NA and EA is like both are tanks actually.
Oh,
so we're gonna see a Stormcrown Arden, then a Shiver Steel right after.
Okay,
so it's more of a utility base. So that's gonna put a lot of pressure on Kestrel here and Rona.
I think it's still gonna be good damage though, but yeah, Kestrel and Rona will be the main damage department here. But if you look on the side of Elite 8, they also have a Samuel, which is, again, I think this is up for debate, but I think he's one of the best, if not the best, heroes to use in Sovereign's Rise, just because he's so mobile and he can go for any lane.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's so good for the top lane. I mean, he can survive on his own. I mean, even though he's a CP, he's squishy, but his mobility with the Drifting Dark actually allows him to survive, plus the lifesteal he gets from the Malice and Verdict.
Yeah, exactly. So now, Grey Howlers, what can they do? It's going to be interesting to see how this story or how this game will unfold. Actually it's going to be the Grey Howlers now who will be going for that 5-man rotation into the jungle. Ilock spots them out and immediately backs away. You gotta remember, guys, that Finn's trait allows him to not get crowd controlled, only slowed by stuns, I believe. And there's a leap in from the Rona, but you won't be able to actually catch off a Samuel here. Puts out the Malice and Verdict, pushes them out.
Well, actually here, Nightburn a bit of a problem here, but
yeah,
just standing there tanking the damage here. But
Crystal Treant,
I like this. I mean, while everyone's busy here, I mean, Ivy Lilies and OK Azora just going for their own CP here. Oh, actually, it's the enemy CP they're going for.
They should be spotted out by JC, although this might be a tad bit too late.
Oh, Kirby actually gets it. Wow, that's
wow. Okay, but there's a first blood committance on the Arden, so they kind of overcommitted to stopping the Samuel from getting that Crystal Treant, and even though it is fine, again, overcommitting to such things is bad. Ilock though is dangerously low from tanking all of those minions. Does activate the flask already, so he's gonna be.
Is this a jungle Maline we're seeing, or is it Alpha who's going for the bot lane.
I think it's Alpha going for the bot lane. And you know, I think it makes sense that the Maline can actually go for a jungle. Because, like, you talked about how she has, again, the sustain, the mobility, the sustain, mobility, and the damage, and even the crowd control. So having her in the rotating is kind of good because level 2, you actually have access to all of your skills already, even the ultimate.
Yeah, you have a slow, you have a root.
Exactly.
And you have movement speed with you.
Yeah, and I think if I'm not sure if this I haven't tested it out, but if you go for your dark form, right, and you immediately go use it on the brush, you can.
Look at that.
One more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the damage, man. Just right there, right then and there. One more. Ooh, he escapes with the sliver of HP. If I'm not mistaken, right, the activation on her second slot skill, while in dark form, allows you to go into like the shadow realm, right? And if you can like use that and not show it on the map, like if you're over the brush, you might be able to like do like a Taka thing on the lane. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. I'm gonna double check first if that is true. But it's just a thing that I was like, you know, popping out. Nightburn here though is absorbing some
the
free
root
hits.
coming in. Ooh, the root and the damage and the slow.
That is disgusting. I mean, that word has been, I have used that word today for too much, but I think it's with great backing because Amaryllis is showing us what it looks like to use a Maline in the jungle, and it is painful as a heck. Oh, Nightburn is definitely feeling the burn here from Amaryllis, and Amaryllis don't even care. Look at that. He's just like having fun.
Look at the damage.
Bam!
I forgot to tell you, I mean, when she does that invincibility, I mean...
Shield! Ooh.
There's extra damage on the area where she disappears.
Yeah, after a short delay, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like Reza.
Shadow Tendrils, there you go. Oh, no, Royal Amnesty. Wicked Escapade is the shadow form, or the dark form, for that.
Wow, that's insane. I mean, that's why I think he's going for that Aftershock here for Maline. I mean, it's a really good item. I think if you're going for the jungle, I mean, you're rotating.
Yeah, getting that, like that immediate burst damage is gonna be insane, like you said. In any case, 4-1. Not really the biggest gold lead we've seen, but it's starting to ramp up, so to speak. I like level 3 here, though, but he is still a walking CC monster. Pulls them back in, and Okiozora trying to run away.
You know, I like her. I mean, Kirby right now dealing so much damage with that CP cast. Still destructive.
Alpha is like probably one of the heroes that I haven't yet fully understood how to use, but seeing her, she's very difficult to pick off, so to speak, because like even if you take away at her first HP bar, she uses the infinite reboot and then basically just, you know, comes back to life. If you don't have enough damage in the lane, you kind of just wasted your time trying to take killing her.
Yeah, and Alpha's her second skill, I mean, that's a very fast CD, so she can keep spamming. I mean, that's the reason why people ban her all the time. I mean, her second skill CD is too fast. Meanwhile here, Amaryllis, they have to be careful right now because right now she has that Aftershock. Meanwhile, Grace at the same time, Tension Bow.
Oh, so it's a weapon powered Grace.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be the Arden. Oh, it is the Arden who also has a Tension Bow.
And the root, too far away.
So this is gonna be a total in-your-face comp. No tanks, so to speak. I mean, they have warrior type heroes here, but like at the end of the day, this is gonna be the sustain of the Lyra, just keeping them online. So this is gonna be a total brawl. Like, you're gonna make us into a fighting game right now, ladies and gentlemen. JC tries to run away. Oblivion will not connect onto this bad boy, and here comes the Grace. Uses her stun right there, but there's the activate, prime directive, and smash. Maline shuts them down. And I don't know, Grey Howlers. I feel like this is a cheese build or a cheese strat that is not working well for them.
Meanwhile, Ghost Wing here, so good right now here for Alpha. I mean, Alpha can take a Ghost Wing as early as she wants.
Serpent's Mask as well in this girl, and she's gonna be able to just use that time and time again. Spellfire was bought by Kirby just to have that Mortal Wound, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but right now here, under release there, and Okiozora gonna get this Ghost Wing. No one notices the Ghost Wing yet. Wow.
But I think they did see on the scout cam there was like a heavy rotation from Elite 8 there, but they decided not to, just because I think it's still kind of difficult to fight that. The biggest thing here, though, is that Ilok is nearing level 6, and he's gonna have his 4 support soon. Wow.
Kestrel there.
Misses the A slot though for Avarilis, so he won't be able to deal the damage. But look at that, he's coming from the back line right here, and is trying to just like plug out the escape route of Grey Howlers. This is just Elite 8 in form, and the leap in from JC not really gonna provide too much, as Alpha also joins in onto the fight. Spin to win though, Infinite Reboot will be activated, but at what cost? JC is so low in HP, and Avarilis just chases him down. I mean, this is a marathon, and whoever, runs out of breath loses, but it seems like it was the Rona.
Right now, Avarilis, you're having a fun time just like hunting them one by one.
My.
I mean, when you look Malene initially, I mean, it seems like she's so fragile and so squishy, but she's not. It's like small but terrible.
Her dress isn't made of silk and linen, guys. It's made of the hardest material that you can think. It's like armor,
Maybe made from the blood of, I don't know, dragons.
Oh.
Ghostwing.
Yeah, true. I forgot what movie was that, but like they were saying, like if you bathe in the blood of dragons, it makes your skin as hard as dragon scale, something like that.
Yeah, I
like
knew that. I know that movie.
And then you know that his back was like exposed because he didn't have the he didn't bathe fully, and then he was backstabbed, and he kind of like kicked the bucket. But anyways, we can't go too much in there because I don't think our viewers know what we're talking about. It's one of those, I think, US movies that never got to Southeast Asia. You just like read it, watch it from somewhere random.
Well, you're trying to hold off the mid lane here for Grey Howlers.
Ooh, misses that one, and he gets pulled.
And
that's what we're talking about. When they don't have the Crucible, when you don't have the Reflex block, it's gonna be a slaughter fest once that Force Accord finds its mark.
Wow, that really is.
Aye, that hurts though. You gotta give credits to Kirby. His Glimmer shots are so devastating, but you know what's even devastating? Oh gosh, uses the pathway, the portal there to get away, but Kababe uses a little bit tad too late as his teammate has already gone down. And I mean, I feel like it's just a matter of time now. There's not much that Grey Howlers can really do here. Elite 8 so on point to what they have been trying to accomplish. The name of the game for them is control. For Grey Howlers, it's more of like trying to outdamage their opponents by surprising them with tension bow builds, but it never really came to fruition,
And I like it. I mean, Elite 8, I mean, they always have that one hero in the top lane or in the bottom that's gonna hold the other hero of the enemy team. And like 4v4, E8 has more advantage in terms of 4v4 here. I mean, right now, we haven't seen Catherine join the fight yet. And they need Catherine. I mean, Arden, we haven't seen Arden go in the mid lane yet here.
He's trying to go 1v1 against the Catherine.
Yeah, that's the good thing. I mean, Jules is actually holding off Arden from going in the mid lane.
Yeah. And that's the craziest thing, because like this Catherine is building up with the Storm Crown, so he can actually deal some good damage against Nightbird, who only has a Tension Bow. I mean, Tension Bow Arden against, let's say, a non-tank is going to be devastating, but against a tank, it's not really the most effective thing. Oh, he got pulled in. Oh, look at that damage though. Kirby could be in a very bad spot. I think the Oblivion actually connected as well, but it was the Malene who got the final say in that engagement. And Alpha from way over at bottom lane 1v1s the Rona, and this is what I'm talking about. I think in a scenario where the Rona or the Alpha has equal farming, equal footing in items, I think it's still gonna be the Alpha to win.
Yeah, I mean both of them has breaking point, but Alpha has a second life, so
yeah,
it's really Alpha who's gonna win.
That's what I'm also thinking there.
Meanwhile here, Magician is trying to hold off OP, but no avail. Ooh, gonna dive in. JC once more with that Rona, but
Ilok could be in a very precarious situation, but they have to be careful of the Alpha. It's 3v1. Ilok is here, trying to provide some support. If he gets a smash right there, this could be devastating. But no, Rona does shut her down.
It looks like they're gonna get this one.
And this is a really good comeback, a little bit of comeback plays for Grey Howlers. They really need these kills, but at the end of the day, if you can check it out, 13,000 gold lead on the side of Elite 8.
I mean, well, that's 2 turrets right now for Julzet. I mean, Catherine alone brings down 3 turrets for the team. Well, here, there it goes. I was talking about that Shiver Skill and Storm Crown item for Catherine. I mean, that's gonna be annoying with a bubble and the slow.
Yeah,
And the
Averilis using the ultimate of Khabib. He actually doesn't go in front of his opponent, rather at the sides. And JC
Getting wrecked by a
gotta be careful there. Great Win activates his ultimate, or rather his boots, to go for the chase, but not really gonna happen. Look at Averilis as well as JC. Both have Crystal Power right now, or Crystal Power Treant buff.
Okay, Julzet doing a 2v1 here, and they can't deal with Julzet right now with his cat
He has the tension bow, but
and the heal.
the Storm Guard kind of like deters all of that. It's just crazy. In any case, Great Win has also joined in on the fight. Oblivion will not connect onto him
JC
as
here.
JC unloads his damage output. This could be the comeback that Grey Howlers are looking for, but Ilok is right here to pull them all back in to his zone to keep his carries alive. And in the backline, the Samuel could be in a very precarious situation here. Has to back away. But as you can see, they are afraid of the Catherine, but because of that Storm Guard, it just absorbs so much damage that they just went out of there. Under the Malice and Verdict plus the Drifting Dark, there's not really much that he can do against a Samuel, so it's not gonna provide too much. The Rona though, but the range is just gonna be enough. Malice and Verdict once again, and Khabib left in a 3v1. Triple kill
Man, that
for
was
the
a
Samuel.
long battle for both of those teams. Meanwhile, while that's all happening, I mean, Okizora and Averilis just bringing down the turrets. Meanwhile, Averilis is a very interesting build though. I mean, I was expecting a Dragon's Eye right after the AS,
A
but
broken myth.
actually goes for the Broken Myth here and the Clockwork right after.
I mean, if you think about it, it works, cause like you can the thing about Malene is that she gets so much with her switchings, right? So the Clockwork makes sense, and the Broken Myth just for that pierce through the shield.
Damage
Yeah.
got from Oki. Tension
my.
Bow Alpha. That makes things worse. Meanwhile, we are gonna see this vein explode right now.
That's gonna be the second game for Elite 8. A clean 2-0.
Now that's the Malene we wanted to see.
Yeah, it's like you know how the Dark Knight thing was like. This is it's not the Malene that you want, but what you need.
Right.
I forgot. I'm like hitting the table because I don't remember the exact lines on the movie.
Meanwhile, there right now, E8 Ilok leading that team, proven 2-0. Grey Howlers
Yeah.
down.
And I don't know what to say. It was just both of those games was just so clean from Elite 8. But on that first game, it looked like Grey Howlers had much more kick than the second game, because the second game, I think they were just saying that, you know what, let's try out a strat, and if it works, it works. But if not, it's fine. We saw how it pans out against
Also,
Elite 8.
I mean, it seems like they were fixated and going for that Rona for game 2. I mean,
yeah.
think they could have switch up some of their heroes, but they still went with that Rona, and it
for the
was
first pick,
countered
right?
so
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, they could have actually opted to go for the alpha pick on their first
alpha.
rotation. Yeah, which was very interesting because, like, again, I was thinking like maybe even the second rotation they could have got, or the second pick for the first rotation they could have gotten for the alpha, but they didn't. Maybe no alpha players from Grey Howlers, but
I mean, they wanted to get that Arden instead, but then again, I mean, between Alpha and Arden, I mean, there's so many tank options at your disposal. But Alpha alone is someone you would want to have in your team if you have the opportunity.
yeah, definitely. So, anyways, guys, that concludes our quarterfinals here with, again, Elite 8 and Grey Howlers. Not sure which our next match will be.
That's gonna definitely be the semifinals.
Yeah, but I think for the semifinals, we already have 3 teams: Team Impale, Brand Esports, and Chewy waiting for our semifinals. So I think that's gonna be actually now. So we'll just take a short break, guys, and when we get back, semifinals here again for the MeSA Vainglory April tournament. My name is Asarai,
Fang here.
and we'll see you in a bit.